Oh, hell no. Absolutely not. These guys are like good, I guess, role players, like public defenders. At the same time, they're not actively looking to search your way out of it. Like, um, I have to point the holes in the story for them to use. Oh, yeah, that's a hole we could use, right? I don't. They're not really helpful in finding the holes, like finding the ways that the holes can be used. And the fact that I have to do it is kind of cooked. Well, they're not. Because again, he mentioned the gun. I'm like, what gun? There is no gun. Dude, why can't I click on clips? I don't get it. Look at it again, see if I can click it.
Bench trial was requested.
But how many charges am I getting out? Am I gonna get rid of if that is fine?
The attempted murder, most likely.
Yeah, so because the accomplice to kidnapping, because you had the same
Click
card,
it.
that's I believe that, and any statements coming from the victims, quote unquote, the people that you kidnapped, that's going to be pretty solid enough to break burden of proof.
Hey, but on what charges?
Resisting arrest
Just-
is obvious.
The
Honest-
car, they checked it and it came back to you too.
Yep.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that, like, what charge are we knocking off? Are we knocking off? Like, this is just like for one attempted. That's it, right?
Yeah, there's only one attempted second-degree murder, and then they're talking about trying to add like misuse of a rental vehicle and stuff like that. So
Whatever.
We'll see where that goes.
I'll just take all of it. I don't really give a fuck that much. If we're only battling for like one charge and it's letting that much, I might as well not even battle at that point.
Well,
that's your call.
it's up to you. The reason I think it might be in your interest is just to get them on the stand talking about how they shot you with your hands up. So, because we
Oh,
can
you want to do
question them
that?
on that.
Sure.
I mean, it's up to you.
How much can I sue? How much can I sue them for? If they're found that they used too much force and then they hurt me.
Probably 10K
What?
is what we would probably end up with.
10K.
Yep.
At least, yeah.
Uh,
There's not been a lot of civil trials, so there's not like a
There's not a lot
like a
of
high
yeah.
dollar value precedent set or anything. So
I don't care. We could put 250K on that thing. I
yeah,
don't give a shit.
it's up to the judge what they give us, right? So we have
like
no idea.
10K is like that's dog shit. That's
There's
a
not
day's
the-
worth at Senior Buns, cut. Like what the heck is that?
Yeah, that's not a lot of people. It's probably like a flip of a coin in the state who has money and who doesn't right now. So they'll usually lean onto the side who doesn't versus does.
I mean, it also depends on if you end up.
I'd
with
rather
a-
give you a
with
realistic answer than like an inflated answer and then it come out.
Bro, 10K. That's like 50 minutes of G6.
Yep. Which is something that we can submit, like if you have pay stubs and stuff from stuff like that, or if you have pay stubs from someone else that can prove
I'm
that.
poor. I have no pay stubs. I'm poor as brick.
Well, I mean, if we know anybody that does like G6 work, then we can
Yeah,
ask
yeah.
for their bank records just for
I'm just
foundation.
confused.
Oh, I
I'm
got a
like,
guy.
I'm like,
I got a guy for
why
that.
we wouldn't get any money? Like,
No, what we're saying is Sam is giving you the best answer she can give you because there is no precedent set in case law for civil
There's
cases.
nothing.
Not one that's been won yet to give somebody a whole bunch of money.
So we can go for a home run, but
Correct.
I'd rather give you a realistic answer based off the information that we've received from the judges, rather than just being like, oh yeah, we could. I don't want to promise.
can I ask with you guys?
give you a score.
Going to court against the cops, even like on like it's civil, is a waste of time. They take their words like a gospel. We're not gonna get anything out of that. Let's just fucking.
This is why if you get them to state it in the bench
That's
trial what
not
happened, you can use
true.
that as evidence against them in your trial. as civil
Plus
case.
we could put them under oath, put them in a depot, etc. for the civil case. I'm not too worried about if it's now versus later.
Sure.
Sorry, what?
I don't know actually. I don't know if it's worth it. I feel like it's not gonna go anywhere. Because
I
guys,
think the second.
guys,
I think the
I've been in this position a lot of times before. Like
I have too.
last time, I'm telling you, I got shafted so hard because because it was me. Like they didn't give a fuck. They looked at the evidence and said, "Oh, we can't prove like bullets or forensics, so you're guilty by." And then I couldn't do anything at all. There's nothing I could have done.
What was the charge in that case?
It was fucking government issued firearm possession or some shit. It was a waste of time.
Who was the judge?
Murphy. Oh yeah, he's going to the court today.
Yeah, I saw that.
Part of
For
his
the
legal
exact same charge. So I mean, I wonder what's gonna happen. Question mark.
see.
Yeah.
He has a what we would call. I mean, I looked at the evidence. I looked at the docket. Whatever. It feels like it's a similar situation. Surely it'll be the same outcome, right? Right.
I don't know.
I guess we'll see.
But if you will feel better by going to court and pressing that charge, I think it's a flip of a coin whether we can provide that reasonable doubt or not. It depends on the judge that we get, and this time would be Cross, which we may be able to placate to what he would like to do. But I don't think it's one way or another. I legitimately think it's a flip of a coin. Because it's a lot of tiny circumstantial evidence without having any direct proof, because I don't think the witness is going to testify, so we have to go off of uncontested statement.
Yeah, the best way to fight the murder charge would be to put you on the stand. Because he said, she said at that point with no extra witness.
Did he not have like a body camera type shit? Is that another thing?
No. Yeah, so there's not going to be any visual proof. It's just going to be statements.
He's just gonna lie and I'm gonna lose. To be honest.
What if you get? I mean, if you say it didn't happen and he says it did, it's reasonable doubt. That's the point.
Oh, okay. Then we're definitely not doing it. Let's just plead guilty to this, and I'm gonna go to jail.
Okay. You want us to try and get a deal and get something knocked off or whatever?
Yeah, whatever with the gun thing. Like they have no DNA. Tell them like, oh, I mean, if you guys go in and no DNA, we're fucked. You guys are fucked. I mean, might as well just knock it off for now instead of arguing in court. Like if they can't push it, they know it's gonna fail. Fuck it. Just take it off.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Guys, a coin flip against the cops is not a coin flip.
I'd rather rather be honest with you.
That's going all in on green and buying a new house on the fact that you're gonna win. Like that's not happening.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right. Yeah. Do whatever you can,
No
please. Yeah. I'm not trying that. We're not doing that. It's not anti-RP. Last time when we were in court, they decided to have like this like anti-RP way about it, of like, oh, it's you compared to them. You're guilty. We can't really prove it, but you're guilty because fuck it, right? I have no incentive to think that things are gonna go differently. There's none, zero. Imagine setting a precedent and setting a development for like anti-RP law shit, and then being mad that I'm not trying it again to give them RP. Like what? That makes zero sense. If you want people to do non-RP things like that, just don't do non-RP law shit. That's just kind of how it goes.
Fine's non-negotiable, but they're going to look at the 72 months. So.
Yeah, just so you know, they were going to try and hit you with 2 more charges. They're dropping all that shit. So it's just the charges we told you before.
Yeah. I mean, how much is the fine anyway?
3,200.
$3,210.
Oh man, we're good on that, bro. I'm chill on that.
Yeah, it's not much.
Yeah, it's not
Bad
much
at all.
Damn, I need to get into crime.
Well, absolutely not. What the heck? The most money any criminals make is doing senior buns.
Hmm.
In fairness, people at senior buns make more than I make, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, cool, I got the 4 digits in my bank account, thumbs up.
Yeah, I'm telling you, crime is right now is not worth it at all. We don't have the tools to do anything crazy or.
Oh, it's hard to. It's just really hard to get a hold of stuff like that.
Also, all the bills and shit, and all the things you can steal from people are all like marked for
Gotcha.
bank and shit. Nobody wants to buy them. Like all like the top leaders of the fucking dark world, they want to touch that shit because it's like bank money and they don't know what to do with it. So
That's pretty common, actually, because it's all extremely difficult to actually get clean because of the ink markers and stuff on them.
yeah,
so-
exactly. So they don't want to buy it. So I mean, we
Makes sense.
have to sell the fucking hobos and shit.
Yeah, gotcha.
think I heard enough now.
Knock knock. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So here's what I can do for you.
Yes.
So for things beyond anyone's control, regardless of any deal, we're gonna drop the original 72. We're gonna drop that down by 15 again because it's not. It wasn't within anyone's control. It is what it is. So that'll essentially be considered for time served, regardless of whether or not a plea deal will be taken.
That's fine.
However, let's see here. Let me figure out the math.
Are you sure? I thought you're not a mathematician.
No, I'm not. But calculators are a thing.
Oh, okay.
So taking into account, so the way I'm structuring it is, again, regardless, 15 months off. So we're going to take, in exchange for a guilty plea, we'll do 20% of the original time off, and then an additional 15 months off of that, which brings it down to about 42. Again, just to make things simple, I'm content with dropping it to an even 40, which I think would be very reasonable given the circumstances.
You know what? Can I be honest with you? I can't accept that because on the fact that I can't plead guilty. Because I believe I was wrongfully shot at, and if I plead guilty, it's gonna be bad.
That's okay. We can go ahead with the original situation. Give me a moment here.
I don't think you should be shooting civilians with their hands up.
Are we able to drop the resisting arrest?
Unfortunately not.
Yeah. Can you articulate to me just for me and you why you shot at me like that?
Yes. So, from my understanding, this had originally stemmed from individuals having been shot. And at that point, given the circumstances, and given at that point y'all were fleeing felons, you were shot as a result of that on orders of Captain Slacks.
No, hold on. What year are we right now?
Yep. 2024.
Also, we're not like we're not like in the 90s, in the like 1900s.
No,
So,
I don't
so
think
if we're not in the 1900s, then how the fuck you shoot people with their backs turned?
It's quite simple, actually. At that point, given the circumstances, given the fact that there had already been individuals shot down, kidnapped, injured from y'all, it would be very easy to articulate at that point that we had every reason to believe y'all were presently armed and dangerous and posed significant risk of death, serious bodily injury, anything to that extent.
So you believe that when I was on that little counter, that I was gonna turn my back, or like some bullets were gonna shoot out of my back or something? Being shot in the back is bad regardless. Any situations, I think is almost impossible to argue shooting somebody in the back.
I think if someone is actively fleeing despite having been told if they continue to flee, that they're going to get shot, I'd have every reason to believe that the moment you turned a corner, you'd have every opportunity to
What
gun me
corner?
down.
Wait, hold on. What corner?
Any corner. You climbed a ladder, immediately went onto a rooftop.
Hold on. So, wait, hold on. I turned like 10 corners I was never shot at. Then I was out in the open and I was shot at. What was the threat there? I don't understand it.
So here's the thing. The delay in shooting you was presented on the basis that when you crossed over to Mosley's, where officers were positioned, before you went into like the actual gated area, we'd have been shooting in a heavily populated area, right? We then circled around to the laundromat where you're on that upper section. You're the only person there. My aim would have to have been so bad to have struck anybody else.
Oh, okay. So basically, what you're saying is that basically you guys were just set in stone on getting some kills. Like there's nothing I could have done there at that point.
You could have surrendered, as instructed.
Yeah,
or
but
the megaphone.
At that point, I would have to stop moving, and I would have to be like away from you, whatever, and then you take me to custody, right? Which is pretty much what I did, except you shot at me.
Not quite. Not quite. You had traveled several blocks before coming to a stop, but the only reason you stopped was because you got shot. And the only reason you got shot was because, again, at that point, you were a fleeing felon.
So now
Again,
that
you were instructed over radio or over megaphone to stop or you'd be shot.
yeah, but if you want people to listen to what you're saying, right? You guys should not lie often, right? Now, here's how this works, okay?
I
If
agree.
you-
That's
if
why
you
I told
make
you
a-
what I would do, and I did it.
No.
That's why you were shot.
Exactly, but I only didn't respect what you said because you guys lie too often. You make a precedent that you guys follow through what you do. Like, hey man, yeah, you can flee this, right? Free passage, no spikes, and then you shoot at me. Why do I think that? Oh, you're actually gonna shoot me later on? If you say, oh, if you don't stop, we're gonna shoot at you because you just lied to me. At that point, you're a liar. Why would I listen now? How about you be truthful and then I'll listen to everything you say.
So unfortunately, I wasn't present for that original situation.
Oh, okay, that's like classic.
But here's the thing: even if I were, the reason I say unfortunately I wasn't present is because I don't know the exact context. I don't know who said what. But at the end of the day, if we arrive to a scene in which there are multiple injured individuals, at least one of which had gunshot wounds, right? It would be very hard to not argue any sort of reason at that point, really, to not open fire upon the vehicle, especially considering prior knowledge of someone calling 911 indicating that they're being shot at, and upon arrival, despite receiving a call that there's an injured party there, they were gone, right? Again, given the circumstances, I'm gonna be real. Just about every officer would have done the same thing.
That's not what they would do it. But be honest with me. I think you shouldn't lie to people saying free passage, no spikes. Go ahead and then shoot them. And I don't think there's any sort of like kind of case where that's productive for anybody.
You know what? We can probably agree to disagree. I do think at the end of the day, if you are involved in individuals being injured, whether that be through, someone having been shot, forced against their will to do something, whatever the situation is.
Then tell me that right now so I can surrender. And then you guys don't have to shoot anybody. How about that?
But
how about you?
You were told that. I told you over megaphone.
Yeah, but wait, no, you're missing the point. You're not following the dialogue at all, right? If you tell me the truth and you say, hey, man, no, you don't get free passage, no spikes because you shot somebody, right? Then at that point, I'll be like, I'll surrender then because I know you're going to shoot me because I trust you. Then I surrender, I go to custody, and then boom, it's done. Why do you bait me into getting shot at?
Wait a minute, Mr. Paul.
What the heck is that?
You asked for free passage, no spikes. Sure, you want free passage to Narnia? Did you have a wardrobe you were about to go into?
Bro, we turned 3 corners.
Sometime throughout that pursuit?
Wait, we turned 3 corners.
3 corners?
Okay.
What?
Okay, we did it. Actually, 1. We did El Rancho, Mirror Park. When we turned onto Elgin, we got shut at at Elgin. That's
Mr.
2
Paul,
corners.
where did you want free passage to?
That's 2 corners.
Did you want free passage to an aircraft at LSIA?
Wait,
I'm confused. What was your expectation of free passage?
No, man.
You wanted to go home?
Bro. This wasn't like a long chase. You guys were setting up for shooting up the hill. Like, we didn't get like 5 or 10 minutes or whatever. You guys shot instantly. What?
Yeah.
So
that happens when someone has been shot down by y'all.
Then at the initial scene, just say, hey man, by the way, you are not getting free passage. Surrender now, or we're gonna shoot you on the way out. And I'll be like,
okay.
Well, I don't want to get shot, and I believe cops don't want to shoot people. Then we stop right there instead of saying,
okay,
you know what? Go ahead, get out. We got you. Bang! Start shooting. What's the point of that?
So,
you're just
no,
gathering more blood for no reason.
Mr. I can explain this, Mr. Paul. The reason for that is from my understanding, we did not have the context that someone had been shot until after you guys had left and we had access to the individual who was already injured upon our arrival. right? Because upon our arrival, there was already an injured person. We were
Oh.
unable to determine that they had been shot. We only saw the other person having been pushed off.
That sounds
okay?
like lousy police work. That's what that sounds like.
Lousy
Police work. Absolutely disgusting
What
and
the-
lousy police work. Yeah, absolutely 100%.
I know you didn't just say lousy police work.
Okay, and then here's what we do next time. If somebody
tell me.
if somebody shoots at me, right, and it's like some gangster, I'm gonna come and say, guys, we were shot at with an RPG, and you guys pull off Air 1, Air 2, and just send out a fucking nuke at that bitch ass, yeah? Because you should take my story to gospel, right, and change on the fly based on new context being given, yes?
Okay. If you want
I
officers to
mean,
be
come
upfront
on.
and honest,
I said something
okay?
pretty reasonable now. Come on.
I don't think that's the case. I think you brought up an extreme. You talked about RPGs and nukes. I think that's very unreasonable, actually, Mr. Paul.
Okay.
I think you're comparing apples to oranges here.
So if I get
That we were talking to something, relatively small, and you went like nuclear. That's kind of fucked up for comparison.
all right.
What
well,
I'm saying, okay, I'm gonna be real. The professional side of me is just like, there may be things I want to say, but Mr. Paul, never mind.
Why not,
Never
Rhodes?
mind.
Why not?
Well, because I need to remain professional at all times.
It seems like you guys baited me to run so you could shoot at me. Is what I'm trying to be at.
No. Again, unfortunately, we were not aware that the individual had been shot. So that's why that call was made relatively shortly into the pursuit.
So where was that guy shot at?
So the call, when I went over the megaphone in the pursuit, towards the beginning of the pursuit,
Yeah.
that is when the officer had been, or gained the knowledge that the individual had been shot and was the same individual who'd been calling 911 earlier in the day. All right. So from there, once we had that information, we are 100% clear to shoot on that basis, considering, someone in that vehicle had shot someone like 10, 15 minutes prior.
Understood. Yeah.
By the way, just 2 blocks away.
You
Say lazy police work. I think you need to take a look in the mirror.
police work. There's
Well, yeah, maybe not so much for police work, but you need to take a look in the mirror. You say, I'm lazy. Well, the police,
how am I lazy?
2 blocks away.
How- If that
Yeah.
if that's 2 blocks away, then we got shot at 1 block away from the initial thing. Because I
Yeah,
can
but I don't
use
think
your
that
argument
changes
against
that the reason you
What-
got shot was because we gained information that we did not have before.
Oh, new information. So there's no realm where like something that happens in between the initial scene and then the new one where potentially we don't have a gun or whatever. Because as far as I'm concerned, my DNA was not in that gun, was it? Was that gonna be fired?
Couldn't
Let me
tell
go
you.
check.
Because
I couldn't tell
because you can't tell me because it's lousy police work. How many times do I gotta say this?
Well, the reality is you didn't have a gun on your person.
And the
okay?
gun wasn't shot
And
either, was it?
I know any good attorney here would very likely just harp on the fact that there ain't no gun. There isn't this, there isn't that.
And any good police wouldn't push a charge that they know would fail in court. You arguing that my lawyers
what
are bad
charge?
because they won't push against a charge, right? While you
hold on,
still
what
We did
charge?
push against the charge.
What charge are you? What's the point of contention here?
well,
What charge do you not agree with?
Wait. You just made this entire dialogue from like you made this interaction, like the whole gun thing. I didn't do that. You did that. You're saying that bad lawyers because they don't go against it. How about you do good police
That's
work?
not what I
and
said at all.
That's what you just said.
What?
No.
Rhodes, we've worked together so much in the past. I've destroyed you on the other side of the courtroom so many times. How dare you?
What?
I will
Same.
destroy you again.
See,
Okay. All right.
like I said,
Okay.
it's not up to the lawyers to push against bad charges. It's for the police to not push bad charges.
Okay, but at no point in time have I ever been told any point of contention with any of these charges. What is the point of contention?
Well, I'm just telling you that it seems like you guys are
You're
making a
telling
big.
me that a point of contention exists, but you're not telling me what the point of how am I supposed to address
So-
your concerns
so-
if you're
so-
unwilling to tell me?
So you have a gun that's not been shot, DNA not on gun, some guy getting shot at, and you think that these guys let's shoot at him because they have a gun. Right? Like at this point right now, you look at all this, right? and you understand that like no gun was used.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you get that. Yeah.
No. There was definitely an individual who was shot.
And who? Okay. By whom?
I couldn't tell you.
Oh,
what
okay.
gun?
Well, that
But I'm
sucks.
not trying to claim you shot someone.
Then why did you shoot at a car that you can't prove shot anybody? What the fuck?
Okay, there's a few things. Again, you can't just look at any one sole thing here. Okay, it's a combination of everything. So take into account your vehicle, that Glendale leaving the scene, where the 911 call originally was placed, in addition to the fact that the 911 caller indicated they were being shot.
By what?
In addition, what do you mean by what?
By whom? But where did they get shot from? By whom?
I don't know because they were missing.
Oh.
Because they were 2 blocks to the I don't know northeast.
Gosh darn it, that sucks.
But again, no charges are being pressed specific to the shooting here.
I'm just telling you guys that maybe you should reconsider why you're shooting and if you should be shooting or not. Say, yo, it was DNA on the gun or not?
Well, there was DNA on the gun.
And what kind of DNA was it? Come on, man, speak up, bro. We don't hear you, bro. What kind of DNA was it?
I'm not talking.
I want to know, bro. What kind of DNA you got, bro? Tell me.
You want me to tell him, Rose?
Yeah, tell me, bro.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
It was neither yours nor the person who was in possession of.
Well, gosh darn it. Wouldn't you see? Man, how the heck does that happen?
Okay, so Mr.
great
Paul,
question.
let's think of this logically though, right? You
Yeah.
had stated if you were told that if you had fled or whatever, you were going to get shot, you would have surrendered, right? Like that was your whole point at the beginning.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So if you were then told in the vehicle while y'all were fleeing that you're going to get shot if you don't pull over and surrender, then why wouldn't y'all have surrendered?
Because, well, no. The answer of your question is in the question. Are you not even listening to yourself?
No, I am.
If you say free
Answer
passage,
it.
no
no,
spot.
answer it. No, don't go to another question. Just answer
No,
it.
hold on. I'm explaining to you why I'm giving you the
I'm
answer.
going to ask you the same thing. If you don't answer it directly, I'll ask it to you again. But
Okay, ask again your question because the answer is in your
Okay.
question. Go ahead.
if at the very beginning you were not content with the fact that an officer told you something, and then we got aggressive once we obtained new information, right? If you had been told everything from the very beginning, you are not going to be able to leave here given the circumstances. You pretty much implied that you would have surrendered.
Yeah, of
right?
course, 100%. Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you are then told 45 seconds into a pursuit, I don't know what the actual time is, 30 seconds, 50, doesn't matter, right? If you're then told if you do not surrender, you are going to get shot, that is verbatim what I said on the megaphone.
But
Why would you not have surrendered?
because that proves that you lied before, so why aren't you lying now?
What is there to lie about?
Well, no.
If you don't surrender, you're
Again,
gonna get shot. I
you
didn't lie, I
just
shot
you answered your own question in your question.
No, no. I'm asking why you
How do
specifically
I
did not do
know?
something.
How do I know the circumstances changed? You're missing the point. Wait. So what you're saying is that
No, you're confusing our perspectives.
I don't give a
You
fuck.
have nothing to
Your
lose if the
perspective is
consequence is you being
irrelevant.
shot, right?
Okay. No, hold on. This starts from the get-go. You say,
Okay.
you can go. We're not gonna shoot. This starts, yeah. Then we go around. Now you change. You say, oh, you're gonna get shot. Actually, you guys actually shot us directly, right? So now you made a point to tell us something and do something different. That's the basis. The basis is you said one thing, did the other. Now we crash the car out, and now you say, oh, stop or you're gonna get shot. What gives me the impression, like what do I have to go on to think that, oh, he's gonna do what he's gonna say because you just didn't
Because
do
I
what you
literally
said.
did it earlier in the pursuit when I shot you on Popular Street.
Yeah, but that's in the car and whatnot, and maybe shooting at him. How am I supposed to know? But bro, I'm only a
I
passenger.
didn't lie to you the first time. What makes you think I'm going to lie to you the second time?
Well, you just lied once. Well, once a liar, always a liar. Yeah?
I did not lie. No, I did not lie. I did not lie.
My
Everything I said was
perspective
the truth.
matters, and you didn't articulate why things changed. So how am I supposed to know that things changed and why we're getting shot, and not that you know you didn't lie? Your perspective is relevant unless it is communicated to me.
So your justification is that the reason you didn't surrender once the pursuit started was because we already lied, and therefore we are probably gonna lie again.
That's fucking right.
So are you making the assumption that the lie was about shooting you. I wasn't going to shoot you.
It doesn't matter. You need to
regardless.
establish.
No, it does. It does matter.
Establish trust and be trustworthy and forthcoming, and then expect people to listen to you. What you say on the fact and the basis that you are forthcoming. If you're a liar, bro, like I'm listening to your dumbass. The fuck?
I'm a liar? I did not lie. Not once. Not once.
You
How
guys,
are we supposed to know that? If you lied once, how do we know that you're telling the truth
You
right
know
now
what?
about not lying?
You know what? Actually, even if he assumed I was the liar, right? Let's go with that hypothetical. He assumed I was the liar. I get a megaphone and tell him, if you don't pull over, you're gonna get shot. And then approximately a minute or two later, once the first opportunity presents itself, they get shot. At that point, would you not then assume, if I tell you over the megaphone, if you keep running, you're gonna get shot?
no.
Is it because we're now 1 for 1? You assumed I lied, then I told the truth, and now it's the unknown?
Yeah. You have to be forthcoming. You didn't articulate why things changed.
I was forthcoming. The whole time I was forthcoming.
Well, next time, just don't shoot. Not
That's
that
kind
hard.
of rich coming from the person positive for gunshot residue.
There's 1,000 different ways he could be positive for gunshot residue.
You know what?
Rosen, you know that.
I agree. I'm just saying, it's a bit
Lot of
weird.
credit.
So an unrelated gun, gunshot residue, a gunshot guy, and you make the entire conclusion that I shot somebody. Yet the gun was never
That's not the conclusion I made.
It's what you just
even have a gun
implied.
that shot someone?
You could have shot a deer for all I know.
Okay, so why'd you make this connection right now?
Well, I'm just saying a gun was involved. You are positive. More often than not, 1 + 1 does equal 2.
It seems like the gun was never used. Is that true? Hey, yo, DNA guy, did you check if the gun was ever shot? Hey, bro, yo, DNA guy,
Yeah, what's up?
do you know if the gun was ever shot?
If that gun specifically was ever shot?
Yeah.
No, I do not know.
Oh, okay. Lousy
And
police
as
work.
previously mentioned, none of your charges have anything to do with the
Yeah,
gun.
I'm just letting you guys know that if I was somebody else in that car or whatever, and I was the president, you guys are failing. Like, I think as a police, you should feel insulted with the fact that you're missing data, you're missing evidence, you're missing a lot of components into this, right? If somebody were to actually go into these charges, you would probably fail. Yeah.
No.
No, not really. 99.9% of us will only push what we can actually prove with what we have. So
So what did the other guy get for charges? The other guy that was in the car,
it depends which one you.
the driver guy.
I'm sure he had like possession of the government issued firearm.
I want to know. I want to know.
Literally how it goes.
We got 3 counts kidnapping, the firearm, attempted 2nd-degree resisting, possession of stolen identification, petty robbery, reckless evading. I'm not sure if I said that. But he got 336 months and a $36,000 fine.
Yeah, but if you think about it, right? Attempted murder. How? With what? Because the guy's gunshot wounds. It has to be with something, right? Is it a gun?
I would assume so.
Okay. If the gun was never fired and there's no DNA on it, then what happened with the gun? Is it just like a magical gun? Does it float? Does it shoot itself? How is it not? Maybe some guy who just shot himself and said, "Hey guys, I've been shot at," even though he shot himself. How do you not know? How can you not make that connection? Why? How do you know this guy didn't just shoot himself in the fucking leg and said he did it? How do you prove that?
Well,
Well, what?
you have to understand that we have to prove something beyond a reasonable doubt, and it's not really reasonable. Your Honor, I didn't do it. They shot themselves in the leg. It wasn't me. It wasn't, I swear.
It's almost like this could have been a setup by a somebody who's part of a what he would call maybe like a there was the union. It's called, I think, right? It's almost like Slack said last time. I don't like what's going on, and these guys have a little bit of a what do you call a motive to hit us with fat charges, right? And there's something in him to pull this off. No? Do you not think that's reasonable? If I shoot
I
myself
would need
and I
more
say
context. I don't think I can fairly evaluate that situation
I'm just saying,
with very limited.
if I
info.
shoot myself and I say Mr. Lang did it, and you guys catch Mr. Lang, and oh my god, he has a gun. Does that mean it automatically proves everything? Well, he has a gun. No DNA on it.
not
No gunshots. No
automatically,
casings.
no.
I mean, shit. It's proven. Well, see how your story
Depends
falls
on
flat
the
now.
circumstances surrounding.
No, the story
Ooh.
doesn't just fall flat.
It falls
No.
flat on its fucking face. That ass.
No, it does not.
Oh. Well,
What?
hopefully you don't have a similar case anytime soon, and hopefully you don't have to argue this because maybe you're gonna lose it. Who knows? Thoughts about that?
So well, Mr. Paul, I have a job to do, right? And in that job,
Oh, you do. True.
So here's the thing. Within the capacity of that job, I may push charges that ultimately a judge, a completely different person, not being able to observe the same canvas that I can because I personally witnessed things, right? The end result can be completely different, or I'm sorry, could be the same, even if the circumstances are completely different in between. What I'm trying to get at here is it's not uncommon for charges to be dropped. Alternatively, charges to an individual's not found guilty of because it didn't meet the burden for the judge. And I'm okay with that. I can tell you now, if anything is ever brought into court, I do not mind if a judge drops my charge, but if a judge ultimately finds them not guilty, if they reduce a charge, it doesn't bother me in the slightest, because if I did my job, I'm content with that.
Understood.
Okay? I'm content.
Got it.
I'm not in the slightest affected by somebody being found not guilty. It is what it is. I respect the Department of Justice.
That makes sense. Then if you think you're doing a good job and you're doing whatever what you should be doing as a police officer, right? And you're pushing a charge involving a gun, right? Even though the gun seems like it was never possessed or shot by anybody, right? If that's considered doing a good job, then I mean, sir, I think you're gonna be captain next month. You're a captain right now.
I'm not a captain.
Well, I mean, you should be, because you're a god of what you're doing. Because clearly that gun floated itself and shot somebody by itself. It's a flying gun. Case closed, bro. That's god police work right there, man. You're going off the fucking rocker.
I think
What
we're
is
going in
the
circles.
report number for this incident, please?
This is going to be
2039.
Yep, 2039.
Sir, Your Honor, my name is Captain, whatever your name is, and you say a floating gun one tapped my client from all the way up fucking La Mesa to the oil field. It's a one tapper. Case closed. Like, yeah, man, you're the best out there, man. Nobody can fucking defeat you in court, bro.
All right, can we have the
I'm
word with our
confused.
client, please?
What charge are you assuming
I'm just
is
saying.
related to the gun?
You said it was an attempted murder, right? And I said, well, what? I said a gun. Okay. Now you have
No,
a gun, unrelated, and
Oh my God, Mr. Paul!
What?
Okay,
What?
Give me 30 seconds uninterrupted, okay?
Good.
I'll try to clear this up.
Uh huh.
You are being charged with that attempted murder on the basis that you forced someone against their will to jump off a high silo or water tank or whatever it is. Not because a person was shot.
The guy said, "Watch this," and then he jumped. What about it? What?
I think we're getting back to the territory of, Your Honor, I didn't shoot him in the foot. They shot them in the foot.
Well, I mean,
All right.
Pointing to the person who was shot in the foot.
the guy said in his story that he told me, that you guys told him, right, that I had a gun. Where's the gun?
Well, I don't know. Where's the wrench that you originally had?
I don't know either. That's your job, bro. This is your job. You're asking questions that are your job, not my job.
All right, Barrick, you want to explain what you saw?
It was basically the same thing, you know. Saw you up on top of the water tower when we came up. Saw you climb up there along with the inevitable victim, who you said just jumped off the water tower.
Yeah.
And once you guys got up there, you were up there for, I don't know, 20, 30 seconds, and then you jumped off.
I did. I jumped off myself. I jumped off, but I jumped properly. Not like he did. He jumped like a dumbass. It's not my fault if you can't jump, bro. Like, what the heck? Next time, just jump properly, cut. Not my fault, man. What the heck?
All right.
All right.
Can we have a word with the client,
You
please?
want to? Okay. Yeah.
After that, you can send me to jail, man.
Yep. We'll be quick.
And I'll appeal at a later date. So,
All right.
What?
Okay.
What?
That door.
This guy's dumb.
Plus.
The gun has no connection with
Alright.
anybody, bro.
So
They're not
just so
even
we're clear,
talking about the gun.
yeah, the gun doesn't matter. The gun is completely irrelevant. They're
Oh,
not going
okay.
to charge us anything for the gun.